Serena Sundell, she's number 1 in the Big 12 in assists and 3rd ranked nationally, right? She's number 1 in assist to turnover ratio. That's 8th ranked nationally. And she's one of 2 players ranked top 10 in both assist and assist to turnover ratio. She's eaten. She's eaten by letting everybody else eat. And you love to see that. You already know she's experienced. She's a 4-year starter. She's been around the block or 2. She has an All-American in the post that definitely gonna make her job easier. And All-American makes everybody else's job easier. That's just how team basketball works. And she's truly taking advantage of it, and K-State's taking advantage of it.
Thanks for listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank. If you're thinking about starting a business or know someone who is, check out Emprise Bank's SBA loans. It's always good to know your options, and they can be your partner in possible.
Welcome back. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa to all those who may be celebrating. To join me for the holidays here on this next episode of Run It Back, I am your host, Jazsmin Halliburton, coming at you with more news for your K-State women's basketball team. 13th ranked K-State women's basketball team, and who knows, maybe that ranking will change in the meantime and between time. You feel me? Once again, I have to start every single episode by saying they are the best team in Manhattan. Some of y'all may not believe me. Those of you that don't, you can argue with your mammy, because you're not going to argue with me, because I know what to do and I know what to tell you, and it's facts. This K-State women's basketball team is the best team on Mother Loving campus, and they deserve every bit of your support, and they got some of it in their Big 12 opener against Cincinnati, which they were able to clean them up, set by 17 points, 76-59. Y'all really showed out for that one. I saw everything online. I saw the crowd. I could hear the crowd when I was watching the game. Turned out to be 7,700 of y'all that was there. We love that. We love to see it. Honestly, time to really feel Bramlage is looking like it's going to be for the ladies. So we might as well keep that energy and keep that energy going up and well. You feel me? But once again, I'm going to get into them. I'm going to get into them because, like I said before, Big 12 opener just happened. Got the win against Cincinnati. Once again, K-State is one of the top teams in the country, not only in their ranking, but what they're able to do. A top 3-point shooting team. The very best team in the country at assist to turnover ratio. A lot of that can be given to Serena Sundell for her flowers. You feel me? This is a good team all around. Okay. And they were able to get the win against Cincinnati. And we're going to talk a little bit how they were able to do it. Right. So now let's go ahead, get into this nitty gritty. You feel me? So our whole game, K-State, what they shoot, exactly 50% from the field. What they shoot from behind the 3-point arc, 53%. I said this last time, only K-State can have a better 3-point shooting field goal percentage than they do just for the overall. But that's what they've been able to do already. Through 2-3 games in a row that they've been able to do that. And now 60% from free throw line. Not necessarily the greatest, but it is what it is. You're still able to win by 17 points. Good. All right. So now that's some of the percentages that we're looking at for K-State side. Now let's go ahead to Cincinnati. Cincinnati, good team. They came in, I think 8-2. They came into this game 8-2, played a couple of Big East teams, right? I want to say that they played 3 Big East teams. I want to say they went 2-1 while playing those 3 Big East teams. Okay, not necessarily Power 4, but I feel like when you're talking purely about basketball, Big East is exactly where it's at. So I feel like I want to mention Power 5, at least for them for basketball. Okay, so this is a team that's been able to see somebody in the non-conference, right? Still a pretty decent Cincinnati team. K-State held them 31% from the field, 32% from 3. They didn't do so hot on the free throw line either, actually given a fairly good amount of chances. All right, 58%. Now, K-State actually got out-rebounded in this game, 41-38. Looking at it, I know that's kind of odd considering how much we out-rebound teams, but Cincinnati, aggressive, tough, they don't lay down type of team, and we're gonna get into that some more a little bit down the line of the show, right? Turnovers was saying 15-15. We're also gonna get into that, but Coach Smitty definitely got into that, especially post or halftime interview with Sophie Smith, and of course post game a little bit as well. And then K-State was able to get 9 steals out of that game. Cincinnati They were able to get 7. Once one of those things that Coach Mitty was talking about, right? But flowers, daisies, roses, dandelions have to be given to Miss Temira Poindexter, leading all scorers in this game. Big 12 home opener, mind you. This is where everyone's heart needs to be laid out on the line to be able to win these games, to be able to win this conference. Because damn it, baby, this is a damn good conference, and she was able to make her presence known. We already knew what was up. We knew what was up with Temira, but now all these other teams will need to find out themselves, right? And she was able to make her presence felt, scoring 23 points in this game against Cincinnati, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Jalen Glenn, 3 and D. She knows her role. That's what she's supposed to do. 11 points, shot 50% from the 3-point line. When she got her feet set, baby, it's automatic. It's automatic. That swish, get it out the net. That's what she's here to do. You feel me? 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. There's that D to the 3 and D that I was just talking about. You feel me? You feel me? Now, Miss Serena Sundell, Ina Sundell. You feel me? Double-double. These are like some quiet double-digit type of scores that we were able to see from this game. Everybody got a chance to eat. Everybody gets a chance to eat, right? Serena Sundell, 11 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds. Now, at that point in time while I was watching, I truly did not know how close she was to the possibility of getting another triple-double. She was 4 rebounds away from getting her second career triple-double, second in this very season, this very young season, mind you. Now, we all knew she'd be able to pass the ball. I know her job gets a lot easier when Yoki's able to get in the low post, do a little pivot, and get the easy lay. And that's where a lot of those assists come from, because when you have an all-American post just like that, she's supposed to make your job easy. But when you have a guard like Serena Sundell that can put it right where it needs to be, put it right in that pocket above the heads of the defense, that's star power. That's a player. One of the best players in the country. I got more of her accolades coming up. You feel me? And then Yoki, this was one of those games where we've talked about it before. K-State has seen it before, where Yoki is not necessarily eating like she normally would. They put a lot of bodies on her. Cincinnati, really physical team. That's the type of energy that they focus on. This is conference play now. You gonna have to come with your shoes laced up if you trying to get through the season. You know what I mean? Cincinnati, really good team for K-State to play at the start of this conference, just because how aggressive they are. You had Jillian Hayes, one of their best players. She kept my attention essentially the entire game, which is how physical and how strong that she is, and she's their best player, and she kind of embodies that. The rest of her teammates, they have that little grittiness, they have that toughness to them as well. I'm gonna shout out to Chloe Mann, whose parents K-State legends themselves, essentially both for K-State graduates. All right, so this was one of those games where Yoki didn't have the strongest of games. She wasn't really the huge focal point. She just ended the game with 10 points, but she had 5 blocks. She's still gonna let you know that once you cross this line, that's it. That's as far as you gonna go. And then she had 6 rebounds on top of it. So of course, point wise, no, not the strongest outing. They essentially shut her down pretty much all the first half. I want to say she might have had 1 or 2 field goals max in the first half, one being the final shot of the first half, essentially, right? So yeah, it was a slow start for her, but of course, K-State's been able to learn how to play without her being the complete focal point. What Cincinnati was able to do, obviously, Yoki eats when she's really in that low block. When they pull out from the basket just a little bit more, she wasn't posting up as close to the hoop like she normally would, making things a little bit difficult on her. That's your defense. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You want to make her shoot over you. Yes, she has displayed that she's able to do that, of course, but she wants to get an easier look first. Want to get an easier look first, see that ball go through the rim, and then be able to shimmy her way, her skills a little bit more as the game goes on, right? So that's a really good thing that they were able to do. Obviously, that was an adjustment that Coach Mitty probably talked to Ayoka Lee probably in halftime, or at least one of the coaches did, have to get deeper into that low block, and that's when she was able to eat a little bit more in that second half to get to those 10 points, right? But once again, that was something really good that this Cincinnati team was doing. Very physical, very good. But I mean, Jillian Hayes, Cincinnati's best player. Shout out to her. Like I said, she's someone who kept my attention this entire game. And the matchup that I was looking at was with her and Serena Sundell. I think Jillian Hayes, I think she's 6'1". Serena, I want to say she's 6'1", 6'2", kind of somewhere in between that range. Obviously, Serena Sundell, probably the tallest guards, if not one of the tallest guards in women's college basketball right now. Her length, her ability to move the ball, she's got it going on. She's got all the capabilities, especially for a tall, lanky guard. So she was going up against Jillian Hayes. She averaged 17 points a game. Cincinnati's best player. I said it. In the matchup between Serena Sundell and Jillian Hayes, high matchup. That's who she was going to be on. Jillian Hayes, really good player, held her to 4 points. 1 of 9 from the field. I want to say she had, 1 field goal per points coming from the free throw line. Serena Sundell, she did that job. And it was a tough job every single time. Like, Jillian Hayes, she is someone that I would love to see in the W. She is someone I would absolutely love to see in the W, because I do believe that she's going to be able to eat. Being able to be this physical, this strong, like, I would like to know what her max is for, like, in the squat rack. I would love to know that, because she was somebody that had the ability to do some mad damage. And at some point in this game, K-State would not have been up 30. Okay, that's someone that needs to be highlighted. And Serena Sundell's job that she did on her, you kept a body on her. Was she a slightly bigger body, stronger body? Absolutely. But just stay in her way, hands up. She got length for length. She's got to try to make her shoot over you. You're able to block some shots. You are a damn good defender yourself, Serena Sundell. She knows that, and Jillian Hayes knows that now too. I'm not gonna sleep on it at all. Jillian Hayes is gonna give people some buckets. But you got to give credit where credit is due to Serena Sundell, who was pretty much face guarding her the majority of this game, right? So now we're going to talk a little bit more from this game. There's a lot to get through. I haven't even got through half the things that I want to. But before we do that, we got to go to homefieldapparel.com. I know y'all want to give your loved ones a little bit of gifts, a little bit of something. They're K-State fans. You can get them a hoodie. You can get them a shirt. You can get them a hat, anything they would want. Or you got family members who aren't K-State fans. It's okay. Home Field Apparel got all the universities you need and a few other retro things if that's your style. So go ahead, go to homefieldapparel.com, and we'll be right back on Run It Back.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
All right, we back. Now, I was just talking about Serena Sundell. There is more that we got to get to, because flowers will be given to everybody at some point this season, as well as this team is playing, what they're able to do, who they're able to play, the bench, the depth that we have. They on one, and we gonna pray to the high man himself that they stay on one, right? But Serena Sundell, what she's been able to do so far this season is massive. It's massive. I just talked to you about her defensive capabilities and what she's able to do against another team's best player. Height-wise, same height, if maybe not an inch, half inch taller, but strength-wise, because Serena Sundell, she's gotten stronger over her years too, but Jillian Hayes is a damn good player. And Cincinnati is a strong and aggressive team, and they were able to handle them. Serena Sundell, she's #1 in the Big 12 in assists and 3rd ranked nationally. Right? She's #1 in assist to turnover ratio. That's 8th ranked nationally. And she's one of 2 players ranked top 10 in both assists and assist to turnover ratio. She's eaten. She's eaten by letting everybody else eat. And you love to see that. You already know she's experienced. She's a 4-year starter. She's been around the block or 2. She has an All-American in the post that definitely gonna make her job easier. And All-American makes everybody else's job easier. That's just how team basketball works. And she's truly taking advantage of it, and K-State's taking advantage of it. This fan base is taking advantage of it, because this is something that you just don't see all the time. This is someone that you just do not see all the time, and you've seen her grow. We've seen her grow with our very eyes. What she's been able to do. Yes, that one of those things her freshman year that highlighted her play, something that did stick out was her passing. And that's something that she's been able to improve on with every single year, just as all the way through with just her overall skill. But her passing is something that was a highlight of her freshman year, and that's something that has just grown and grown into being, as she's now one of the best passers in all of women's college basketball. There's a lot of players that play this game. There's a lot of players that played at this level. For her to be top 3, top 10, one of 2 players to be a top in assist and assist to turnover ratio. She's handling business. In the last 5 games, she's had 46 assists. Dime. She's seeing you. You run on fast breaks, you run to the hoop, she's going to find you. Whatever you need to do, she's going to find you. She's going to put it exactly where it needs to be, because that's her role. That's her job. She's been doing this. It's like she ain't new to this. She's true to this. And this is some things that you gotta look out. You gotta see. You got to see it for yourself, what you're going to be able to do when she got the ball in her hands. We all know that she's facilitating. I know she may, facilitate a little bit less this year than she has in previous years, because, Zy Walker, she'd be taking the ball up the floor a time or two now, more, especially now that Taryn Sides, still a young player, want to get the ball in her hands a little bit more so she becomes comfortable. The longer she sticks in this system, the older that she gets, the more she learns. You want to be able to have her comfort level with the ball in her hands, right? But now with Serena Sundell maybe not touching the ball, facilitating as much as she probably has in the last 3 seasons as a starter, the numbers, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. It does. And I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to keep it just like that. All right, so once I say it many times, Cincinnati, really good team. K-State was up 30 points at some point in this game, right? It was looking smooth. It was looking clean. It was a little bit of a rough first half, and the first quarter really well, or the second quarter, a little bit on the rougher side, but still able to get to the halftime with the lead. Third quarter, they came out hot. They doing what they supposed to be doing. They went on runs. They were up as much as 30 points in this game in the third quarter. And now, This is nothing new. They've been up big on a lot of teams. Literally every single team that they play, they've been up big in some way, form, and fashion. Even when that one loss they had against Duke, they were up 11-0 in the start of the first quarter, right? They've been up double digits on a lot of teams. Every single one that they've played. And it's all worked out clearly just fine. What their record's been able to show, clearly just fine. 12-1, but I guess something that maybe got a little bit lax is that, yes, they have gotten up double digits, huge leads on every single team that they played. But now the problem is, this is conference play now. This ain't no mid-major school that's just kind of accept their L a little bit. This Cincinnati team, they showed a lot, because K-State up 30 points in the third quarter. By the end of this third quarter, kind of a little bit into the early in the fourth, that 30-point lead was cut to 11. I'm like, hold on now. Now, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous at all, but I'm gonna need y'all to lock in a little bit. Like, this is conference play now. This is big girl ball that we in now. This is a conference where 81% of this conference is in the top 100. Like, I say this all the time, when you trying to compete against Iowa State, KU, Baylor, TCU, who's been doing it real good. That TCU, that's the number circle team that I'm focusing on, is TCU, on who they have with Haley Van Lith and Sedona Prince. Like, you don't take your foot off anybody's neck. And I know they got a little sloppy here and there, turning the ball over. Cincinnati getting a little bit more momentum. Chloe Mann, who I want to say was Cincinnati's leading scorer with 13 points. She was getting loose. You had Jackson getting loose. People, they were able to make something shake. Since Cincinnati was able to make something shake, and I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm like, let's put some of this defense back up in it. And which we know is a huge strength to this team. There's not like anything like Cincinnati was necessarily doing anything different. I know they're not necessarily a really good 3-point shooting team. They shot 32%. I'm not necessarily sure or 100% sure what their season average from behind the 3-point line is, but I know it's not very good. They were able to get a lot of looks from it. using the high screen very, very well, getting up to the mid range, being able to find someone in the low block when maybe a miscommunication on a switch happened. We've seen that a couple times before so far in the season, but I mean, sometimes a little bit slow on the switch, and they're able to find somebody underneath, or they just get enough space for that mid range. So nothing that too worrisome. Actually, not really worrisome at all, but just that short amount of time, a 30-point lead cut to 11, and of course, K-State they were able to lock back in by the very much help of Temira Poindexter, right? Be able to shoot down some really good threes, especially in that fourth quarter, get to the basket in that fourth quarter, going back to our strengths in that fourth quarter with fast breaks, 14 fast break points in this game. They can't keep up with us. They can't keep up with this team. The length that we have, the speed that we have, the conditioning that these ladies have. That's something that was a strength in this game, and that's something that they were able to get back to, especially in the fourth quarter when, like I said, there was nothing to really sweat about. But I'm like, hey, this ain't no mid-major team no more. These are everybody can be a big dog in this conference. And K-State women's basketball, they're going to see them. They are going to see them. So that's something they figured it out. Like I said, not worried. Still ended up winning this game by 17 points. So cool. Bada bing, bada boom. That's fine. But that's first lesson. That's lesson number 1 and game number 1 in Big 12 play against a really decent, scrappy, aggressive Cincinnati Bearcat team. Okay. So they don't take to this. Like in Jeff Mitty, we trust, and Serena Sundell, we trust, and Yoki, we trust, Jalen Glenn, we trust, Temira, all of them, everybody. They know what's up. They know what's up. That's not a mistake that I can see them making again, per se. Like I said, they didn't get to single digits. Was it a basket away? Yes, but it still didn't. All right, that's something that didn't let them slip away. Right. So now I'm gonna let it go with that. Up next, they have Texas. No, they have Houston. They have Houston coming up in Houston, Texas. That's going to be on January 1st. So they got a lot of time between their next game. That's going to be at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in Houston. Go ahead and keep supporting the ladies when they on the road as well. If anybody in Houston or want to make the trip down there, I say, damn it, do it. Okay, if not, go ahead and turn that channel at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday. Hopefully some of y'all ain't going to be back at work at that point in time, right? But I appreciate y'all for listening to me. We'll be back after all this Christmas break, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all.